some that wasn't so dark, but like was still pretty crazy to see was Matt Hardy last night at the AEW event. You know, like just watching that, seeing that situation, I was just like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like,
Yo, his head bounced off the concrete, yo.
yeah, it looked really bad. Like it looked really bad, and I was just like, man, like me and Lyle were just sitting here watching it. Real time, it looked like he was on the ground for like 5 minutes, just with
Yeah,
his eyes open, stiff.
yeah. I knew he
The
was.
dude was trying to still pin him though.
I knew he was knocked out just from like. So typically when guys fall through like tables and shit like that, they do the whole dramatic, "Oh my back," that whole shit.
Not him.
Yeah, not him. He was stiff as a board, bro. He was just.
I seen that though. Listen, I seen the highlights from it that I think Nigel sent to. I seen the highlights from it, bruh. You could tell something left his body. Like the whole gimmick left his body as soon as he hit the ground, and you saw where the other dude was able to like kind of get up and move, and you just looked. The camera it's like the camera was panning and just locked on him, and you're like, oh, I was like, yo, is he dead?
Yeah, he was. It was crazy. He was actually up, his toes up in the air, thumbs up because he was knocked out. Like the dude was, he was in shambles, man. The only thing I did not like about that whole sequence was accidents happen. I didn't like the fact that whoever was in charge of that match let it continue. I think like as soon as he was concussed and knocked out, they should have been like, "Yo, it's not worth it. We can book this another time."
I was thinking the same thing, but when I kept seeing like granted, I saw just a highlight, like a 3-minute highlight clip of that whole match or whatever.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I was like, yo, they should be stopping this. Definitely if it's 5 minutes of waiting. But I realized, I said, man, I know what it is. He's supposed to win this match. That's all it is. That's the only reason why they're like, we're not going to stop this match. If he was on the books to lose that night, last night, they would have just said, okay, he's DQ'd. He's DQ'd, whatever.
And it's the thing where we were watching it and they had him like climbing into this, I'm not sure exactly what you would call it, but the things that hold up the lights. And he pushed the wrestler off, Sammy Guevara. And it looked like, he was still kind of stumbling his way up there. And I'm just like, man, like you guys are lucky that nothing bad happened, because all he had to do was lose his footing a little bit and he falls more. It's a wrap.
Died.
It's a wrap, honestly.
Thank God he didn't die, right? But like, he could have been severely injured last night.
Yes.
He could have died. One.
Yeah.
Two, he probably, if not died, like you said, severely injured, he's lucky he's not paralyzed. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, he probably did for sure get a concussion.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's without question. Without question, he has a concussion. It's just, I know when he was hanging from like the thing like you're saying with the lights, I guess it's like a glider or some shit. Like when he's leaning over, because I guess when he pushed Sammy Guevara down, I didn't realize it was like 10 or 20 feet he dropped. And I looked at, because I'm talking about like when the match was over, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And he's hanging on that thing, and I guess he knocked Sammy Guevara all the way down. I looked at that shit. I was like, fam, I'm looking, and I'm thinking, is he going to jump from that? Because I was like, he's about to die.
I was talking a while. I was like, please don't jump. Please don't jump. Like, I was just watching it, man.
As the camera zoomed in on him, first thing, prior to even the camera zooming in on him, but it looked more like that afterwards, was he looked like Jack Nicholson in Sideshow Bob's Love Child. Like, he just looked so, like, you could just tell it was like, fam, you're out of it. You're out of it. You need to hang up the belt, the shoes, whatever.
Yeah.
Hang up the ladder, the table, and the chair. And just sit down for the rest of your life. Clearly, I didn't see Jeff out there. Does Jeff still wrestle?
Well, he does wrestle for that promotion, but I don't know if he actually still wrestles or not.
He probably was the smart one that said, I'm hanging this shit up. Because He definitely, after seeing what happened to his brother, man. Like, Matt Hardy just looked crazy last night.
Yeah, it looked really bad, man.
It looked bad. He was clearly concussed after that too. You could tell in his movements, and I just didn't like the fact they continued the match because I was just kind of like, yeah, he was supposed to win or whatever, but it was just kind of like, dude, like it's not that serious, man. You know, if they cut that match short, it wouldn't have been like they would have lost pay-per-view numbers or whatever.
Nah.
Exactly. I mean, but that's just like, it just goes to show you when someone has like a certain notoriety to them.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we kind of like, it's kind of like they kind of gave that match to him. If he's knocked out cold like that and they still give him the match by pretty much keeping it going, it just shows you how like it shows you how they handpick who they want and they just give everything they need to someone else, man. Because like, I don't know, that shit is just crazy. It's crazy because you see how like some people can get damaged from that shit, man.
Yo, he could have died, man.
Yeah, man. It was weird and like one of those things where it's like they had it kind of figured out, didn't go the way they wanted, but it is what it is for them.